It was in September 2021.
Okay,
That is the first time I stood on a comedy stage, and then I performed. First time.
Okay.
It was,
How did it go?
well, they say first time is not always the best time.
Oh, is it?
But it's always a time to remember.
Did you bomb? It's okay.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
okay,
didn't.
okay.
No, it was good.
All right. What your first material was?
Yeah, so I took the material from the Black Magic stage.
Okay. There we go. That's good. That's what I want to hear.
I'm like, okay, I have a speech that is won.
Yeah.
That was in public speaking. It was a humorous speaking competition.
A long time, obviously, and then on your status, you keep on saying that. I love this line. It's like consistency is better than intensity.
Yeah.
So you've been very consistent at that. How important is that level of consistency in terms of building up to the comedy that you're doing?
Yeah, that's actually my line now. Consistency is better than
That's
intensity.
your line. That's your line. That's your line.
Yeah. And the thing is, so if you do that a set, for example, in comedy, right? That set has to undergo some refining.
Sure.
So you don't perform a set once and then it's done.
Okay.
Right. You perform that. You work on that set. It's like just a musician working on a song. You work on it. You work on it. You work on it.
A bad set.
Nobody died.
Nobody died. Nobody died that day.
Yeah.
There was one guy who was reminded me of Chris Tucker for whatever reason.
That's Jerry McSpinky.
That's Jerry.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Chris Tucker. I'm
that's
like young Chris Tucker, right?
Yeah,
and then there was one guy who was like really, really dark, who was talking about Bushir.
Oh, yeah. That's Tendo.
Oh man.
Yeah,
You gotta give me the context. I would definitely like to have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
So I think you were the closing act, right?
Yeah.
Fittingly so.
Yeah.
So how did that entire I'm not gonna call it movement, but like guys getting together, deciding you're gonna have to.
So you find the first comedian comes and then they die. And then the next comedian comes, they die.
They die too. Oh wow!
If 3 comedians die on the same night, even the audience knows. They're like, there are no jokes here. Right? So you need to fight hard. Like you need to fight the battle of your life to win them back, because now they've
checked out.
Yes. So they've made a decision that now there's no jokes here today. Everyone is just dying. So like,
this actually happens, right?
Yeah. This is not a joke.
Wow.
This is not a joke.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what guys as well.
Sure.
So it's going to be amazing. I'm working very hard currently on the material, working very hard on making sure that everything falls to place.
Yeah.
So looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah.
You will have fun. You will enjoy.
No, 100%. You guys are going to have fun. You know that I'm putting my neck on the line, endorsing you right now.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna kill. It's gonna be a good time.
If you don't enjoy, we will give you your money back.
Really?
No. I don't know.
Hear me now. You'll never get your money back. Oh man. So, hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode on the NJ podcast. Remember that the theme of the show is that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That means you're going after what you've always wanted to go after because it's aligned with your highest values, and that is the only way for you to live a truly fulfilled and inspired life. On the show, we talk with people from all walks of life. We talk with superstars in the making, authors, intellectuals, comedic rock stars. We believe that at any point in your life, you've got a a story to share, and we can all learn from you. And on the show today, we have our friend back, Ntsundeni Ndou. We have him back. He is a comedian. He is a rock star when it comes to being a scholar. He is a published author, and he is a Bible-believing Christian, does a lot of good work in the church, and he does not practice witchcraft unprovoked. Oh man! So welcome back to the show, Ntsundeni. Good to have you back.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me and Jabulo back on the show.
Yeah.
Being invited back is always a good sign.
Yeah, it
Means
is.
that
It
the
is. It
first
is a
one
good sign.
is,
Maybe you
is
use
a
black
good-
magic on me.
Yeah,
That's why.
no, that's not a black magic. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
enjoyed my first time here on
Yeah.
on the podcast, so I'm quite happy to be back.
No, that's good. It's good to have you back. So we got some good reception on the last show. Some of the comments were like this guy is hyper intelligent, and there was a comment where you made of. People were afraid to reach out for their greatness because they're afraid of being bewitched.
Yeah.
And then the take you had on that was, why should you be afraid of that? You should just still go after what you want to go after, which is actually quite inspiring. That's a very good thing. So, shout out to that. Shout out to that. So, this round 2, we want to talk about your comedic journey. You are a comedian. You're a very funny guy. You're a very funny guy. Well, I'll never forget that Black Magic speech. It was like 9 years ago, a long time ago, but still left an indelible impression. And from there, that's when I saw. I'm like, this guy could fill up a FNB Stadium by himself. This guy could fill up Madison Square Garden with his comedy. So, can you just take us through the journey of how you got to be a comedian, how you started the journey? Just so where did it all start for you, sir?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I can say also my comedic journey has been quite comedic as well. Yeah, because it was not a planned journey. Or something that when I was young, I'm like, okay, when I grow up, I want to be a comedian. And stuff like that. So it's something that just happened. Along the line. I think. Firstly, you saw me at Toastmasters.
Yeah, so
right?
Toastmasters International.
And how I joined Toastmasters was that I was a kid from the rural areas in Venda. And in Venda, everything you do in Venda, even the maths that you do, everything, even the English is in Venda, right? So now when you get to Johannesburg, you want to improve your communication. So
Sure.
I joined Toastmasters International just to improve my communication. And while I was doing the speeches, somehow I just wrote funny speeches.
Okay.
I didn't even intend, because I was just writing speeches to practice my public speaking. And I ended up winning the Southern African Championship of Humorous Speaking. Competition. Even then, it never dawned on me that comedy. Okay, it's a funny speech.
It's a funny speech.
Let's move on to the next one. Right? Fast forward. Then I've written 2 books. Today's to Do and Today's to Excel.
Sure.
And the feedback that I've been receiving from the books have been quite positive, right? And
phenomenal, I would say. Phenomenal. That's what they are. They're phenomenal.
And what has been quite consistent in the feedback, people will be inspiring, funny, inspiring, funny. And that's the balance that I've been, and I've ignored the funny bit for the longest time. Just like, okay, because for me, the main reason I was writing was just to inspire the people, share my story. Until I think it was in 2021. After my second book, Today's to Excel. One guy said, "Have you tried stand-up comedy?"
Really?
Yeah, he just.
This is in 2021.
Yeah,
like now.
Just now. Yeah, okay. It's like, have you considered stand-up comedy? And that's actually the first time I actually paused to say, oh, okay. I have never really considered that. I've never really thought I will be a comedian or just try, right? And from that day, then I was like, okay, why not? I've the material already. If it doesn't work, I can just blame witchcraft.
You see. Yeah.
So there's no pressure,
There's
right?
none whatsoever. I
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
no
I like
there's no
that.
pressure. So then a friend of mine, coincidentally, at the same time, who I was mentoring academically,
Yeah.
was also starting a comedy journey.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah,
Okay. Look at that.
and I saw him performing, just like in his posts on the socials. I posted that he was performing at a spot in Melville. I'm like,
Sure.
hey, how do you get there? Link me up, and then I contacted the people. It was an open spot on a Monday night, and I said, I think it was in September 2021.
Okay,
That is the
okay.
first time I stood on a comedy stage, and then I performed. First time.
Okay.
It was,
How did it go?
well, they say first time is not always the best time.
Oh, is it?
But it's always a time to remember.
Did you bomb? It's okay.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
okay,
didn't.
okay.
No, it was good.
All right.
Yeah, it was encouraging to say, oh, I actually need to come back and do this some more. And also seeing other people doing funny jokes to like, oh, okay, there's actually levels to these things. Other people are much more advanced. So from that day, and then I was like, okay, next week I'm coming back. And it was not even like this is something like a career, just a hobby. Next week I'm coming back. And then I went back, and then I performed, and then just like that I started performing and started enjoying it, and I really felt at home, and that's really how the journey started.
Okay, no, that's amazing. I thought it was a long time ago that you were involved in comedy, because it's like your speeches are always funny. Intelligent and funny at the same time. Yeah.
Even in comedy, people, when they see me perform, sometimes they ask, how long have you been in comedy? But it's like, I've just arrived.
I just arrived.
We just
I just
guys,
arrived. I don't know. I just arrived. No, that's good. So, like, what was like your first comedy set about? What was the material that you were using? Because that sounds very intriguing to see what your first material was.
Yeah, so I took the material from the Black Magic speech.
Okay. There we go. That's good. That's what I want to hear.
I'm like, okay, I have a speech that is won. That was in public speaking. It was a humorous speaking competition. It has won. So let me take this material and put it to a comedic audience and see how it goes. And actually they loved the material. It was so beautiful.
Sure.
So that's how I started.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Amazing. So what is the difference between just giving a public speech and giving a comedy stand-up set? Because I can imagine those are two different things, even though you're talking to other people and you're telling stories that may be humorous or funny in nature, but what is the fundamental difference between you doing a public speech or like a Toastmaster speech or a talk and a stand-up comedy set?
The fundamental difference is that when people sitting in a comedy club or attending a comedy show, they are here to laugh.
Okay, well that's
so so you've got an obligation
to make them laugh. Okay.
And from the onset, they can just sit and like, okay, let's make us laugh, right? And in public speaking, it's different, and one of the how it is easier to be funny in a public speaking context is because one of the elements of humor is suspense, or something that you were not expecting, right? So I'm just talking about, politics, Trump, whatever, and then I drop something that you were not expecting.
Sure.
Then you laugh. But now in a comedic setting, people already want to laugh.
So
they already
the expectation
is already there.
Right?
So that means whatever that you do and whatever that you say, it has to be at a certain level of humor that people are actually going to laugh. Because in the public speaking setting, you can actually do with like a comic relief, because you see the audience is very tired, it's been very serious, and then you just throw in something in there. So that's the fundamental.
Okay, so in essence, what I'm hearing, it's harder.
It's harder to get people to laugh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's harder to do a comedy set than public speaking because they're not expecting you to be funny. If you're funny here, you exceed expectations. Versus a stand-up comedy set, it could be harder. I'm just asking because I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's harder
Okay.
to do. I can say it's harder to make people laugh because
Okay.
people are already expecting to laugh, right? But public speaking on its own is hard as well, and I think there are benefits of like doing public speaking when you're going to perform comedy
Yeah.
because now you have got the fundamentals of how do you connect
Okay.
to your audience. How do you capture your audience, and if you lose your audience, how do you come back, right? And also the storytelling from
Yeah.
public speaking is quite important.
Sure.
Because so comedy, in as much as it's about humor and making people laugh, you can do that for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
or and if you're really good, you can do it for 15 to 20 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So what about these guys that do the things for like an hour?
But if you're doing it for an hour, it doesn't only have to be funny. Because like,
Okay.
yeah, you can
Okay.
sit for an
I
hour
get
just
you.
like
Oh,
laughing
okay.
throughout, right?
Okay.
It also has to be intriguing.
Yeah.
You also need some form of suspense.
Sure.
You also need some form of content to
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
aha moments to say
Okay.
like, oh, that's really dope, right?
Sure.
And that element comes from public speaking,
Okay.
because you can have a solid idea
Yeah.
that people can listen to even without laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, I find that to be useful to because they actually like two ways of looking at it when you want to come to a set,
Yeah.
right? You can say, okay, you want to do something funny, right?
Okay.
And then you just say funny things,
Yeah.
and people are laughing, and then from the funny incident, and then you go to an idea.
Sure,
Or
sure.
you have this idea,
Yeah.
right? You want to talk about this idea,
Yeah.
and then now you say, okay, how can I talk about this idea
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
funny way?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
I get it.
Yeah. So that's sort of like the differences.
So like so in terms of, so when they say a stand-up comedy set, what does that mean? Because I hear this term set all the time, but I'm not necessarily sure I know what that means. Yeah, so DJ had a set, this one had a set. What does a set actually mean?
Yeah. Okay. In simple terms, a set is just a collection of jokes.
Okay.
So I'm going to do this joke after this joke and after that joke.
Okay,
So
I
you
see,
sort
I
of have them packaged.
So it's your joke
together.
playlist.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a nice way of saying it.
Okay.
Yeah. So and it's particularly because if you are doing stand up, you are different from someone who is on social media, right?
Yeah.
They can just throw a joke, they can just say something funny, and that's all,
Yeah.
right? But as a stand-up comedian, usually at the beginning you have like maybe 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So for 5 minutes, then you need to have something solid, even if it's jokes, but those jokes are speaking to one another.
Okay, I
right?
see.
So that makes a set.
A set,
It's like,
so it has
it's like
to
a, it's
flow
like a
together.
dinner set.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a dinner set. So
Yeah.
it's something that is solid and well packaged.
Well packaged, put together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the creative process? Because I find stand-up comedy very fascinating. Because growing up, my hero growing up was Eddie Murphy. Loved Eddie Murphy to death, delirious, and then we went to Chris Rock, and then Bernie Mac, and then Kevin Hart, and Dave Chappelle. Now, I've just always wondered, like, what is the creative process for getting jokes together, crafting them, making sure that your set is cohesive? What is your process, and what is a good process to use for getting a set together?
Yeah, so I think different people firstly will yeah.
So it depends on the person, right?
Yeah, different people will have like different processes, but fundamentally, I think these two, right? There are people who are more creative in the space,
Yeah.
so they they're more improv. So
Okay.
give them an audience, and then
Yeah.
they ask questions. Then from those questions, then they can come up with responses. Then they are getting the audience feel, and then they are building up on that live on stage, right? And there are people who are more on the page,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you have your jokes
Yeah.
well written down,
Oh,
and
okay.
then you go out there and you perform,
Yeah,
right? So and both those two things are a starting point,
Okay,
by the
okay.
way, because when you go and like you are taking a presentation, sort of if you are taking a set that you have written to an audience,
Yeah, yeah.
the audience might not react the
Yeah.
way that you had anticipated that they
Yeah.
will react,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So then you need to work around what is it that the audience loved,
Yeah, yeah,
from what I've written, and what is it that they did not enjoy.
Sure,
And from what I loved, why did they love that?
Yeah, yeah.
Because so I've learned in my few years in comedy that comedy is more about the context than the content.
Okay, explain.
Right.
Explain that.
Yeah.
That's
So
very interesting. Explain
yeah,
that.
like there's something that I can talk about vendor and witchcraft,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
here in South Africa, and
Sure.
people understand,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that stereotype,
It's really there.
it's really there in people's minds, right? But if a guy from Italy comes, and then now I'm just talking about vendor and witchcraft without bringing that context to him,
Yeah.
he doesn't understand.
That's
Although
very
it's
true.
funny,
Yeah.
to him it's not making sense, right?
Sure.
So that's why one of the most important things in comedy is making sure that you understand your audience, right? Which is also what you do in public speaking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Know your audience.
So yeah, know your audience. I don't know which role it is. Role number what?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it all was.
Yeah,
One, two,
I
three.
think rule number one.
Yeah, rule number one, know your audience. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're making the rules now.
Yeah, we're making them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the context, because you need to understand them, and they need to understand you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it's the audience and you coming together
Sure.
to produce something.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So firstly, the audience is asking themselves,
Yeah.
who are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And how are you related to me?
Sure.
And then once you find common ground,
Yeah.
then that means you can also love from shared experiences.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because when you think about it, comedy is not it's not really just about you producing the jokes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's about making people write the jokes in their heads.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay.
Yeah, because if as an example, I've got this chamber gag. I'm not sure if you know a chamber.
Chamber gag, what is that?
Chamber. Like, do you know a chamber?
A chamber, is that like a room or something?
Not a room. Like, okay, so where I come from, like, we use pit toilets.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And because of that, the toilets are designed in such a way that they are as far away from the house as possible.
Ah, yes, yes, yes,
and
yes.
as
I
close
get
as
you.
possible
No,
to
I get
the-
you. I get you.
yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you need a chamber.
Yeah.
Which is like a bucket or something.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
use.
To use in the.
in the evening.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah.
For like temporary relief, because
Okay,
you can't
yeah.
walk.
Yeah,
to
true,
the
true.
toilet,
Okay, no, I
because the
get you.
toilet
No, I
is very
get you.
far,
Get you.
Right. So now when I talk about the chamber, those who have used the chamber,
They get it.
They are thinking about
What
the
they've done.
time they were using the chamber
I
and how
see.
funny it was
To them.
To them, right? So it's not necessarily just about what I'm saying, but also the feelings, the emotions, and the stories that I'm making them remember, because
I
everyone
see.
has gone through something that is funny,
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes something that is terrible,
Yeah.
and it's just you just need to be prompted,
Yeah.
to relive that experience. And what comedy does is mostly you trying to make people relive those experiences.
Yeah. So what you're basically saying there is that you're making the audience use their own imagination to make themselves laugh. you know?
Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
Is that why you guys like when I say you guys, some comedians, you guys will like use pauses and subvert expectations. And then people, like one section of the crowd, will be dying laughing, and they ask me like, oh, "Why are they laughing?" Because they've already made up the jokes in their head and they're leaving that out.
Yeah. And that's how also like puns work, right? Because you've got one word that can mean two different things, right? You saying one thing and the person is thinking about the other word. Okay. And then in their mind, two people can laugh at the same thing, at the same sentence that you have said, but laughing at different things because it's provoking different emotions
and different
to
expectations.
them. Yeah.
Oh, is this why comedians have like hectic IQs?
Yeah.
They say comedians are like the smartest people to, not the smartest people, like to be smart, because you're thinking like 5 steps ahead of how I can make them laugh and what the context is. Are you like that precise type of comedian?
Like, okay, good comedians have got good IQs.
Okay. all right. Okay. Good comedians have got good IQs because you're like thinking 5 steps ahead as to how will this be perceived and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you are sort of and I heard this from another comedian. Sure. Sort of like an emotional DJ.
Emotional DJ.
Yeah. You know how the DJs make people dance. Okay, now let's bring the mood down. Now let's make So you like an emotional DJ. And you just pinching, touching on different points and then evoking certain emotions to people. And that really requires a lot of thought for you to be able to do that, especially for you to be able to sustain it over a long period of time if you have a particular set, because like people now no longer have attention. People can't listen for
an hour.
An hour is too long.
Like, well, nowadays
2 minutes. If
2 minutes,
2 minutes. If like
is it that bad? Is it that bad, guys?
Like they've already made a decision. They're like, this is not for me. Like,
yeah.
So for you to, because people keep on zoning in and out, for you to capture the people, you really need to think about what you're talking about.
Okay. All right. No, good. So from your first comedy set, you talked about black magic. I believe that's what you said. Then I've been following you for a long time, obviously, and then on your status, you keep on saying that. I love this line. It's like consistency is better than intensity.
Yeah.
So you've been very consistent at that. How important is that level of consistency in terms of building up to the comedy that you're doing?
Yeah, that's actually my line now. Consistency is better than
that's intensity. Your line. That's your line. That's your line.
Yeah. And the thing is, so if you do that set, for example, in comedy, right? That set has to undergo some refining. So you don't perform a set once and then it's done.
Okay.
Right. You perform that, you work on that set. It's like just a musician working on a song. You work on it until you get to a point where you can say it in a number of different ways.
I see.
And you have a set that, although it is the same set, you can speak to professionals. Using the same set. But you can go to a Christian audience using the same set. Or you can go to a foreign dominant audience using the same set. But then just tweaking around to make sure that it fits the context. And that's the key in comedy. So you don't just write the jokes and then you perform them and then it's done. So it's quite important for you to have stage time. And not just lazy stage time, right?
Lazy stage time. What is lazy stage time? I thought stage time was just stage time. No, I know there were different types.
I'm just throwing words, creating words. But for me, lazy stage time is when you are on the stage just reproducing the set.
Okay.
Without necessarily thinking about what is it that you are doing differently. What is it that you want to learn from that performance. So it's like you have the cert, you just go and perform.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lazy stage time.
Okay. So
But
what is hardworking stage time? If that's even a thing.
so with the hardworking stage time, before you go and perform, right? Even though you already know the set, right? You think about the audience responses. You know that if they respond this way, this is how I'm going to respond. If they respond differently, this is how I'm going to come back to the set.
Yeah.
This is the pause that I'm going to add.
Okay.
This is where I am going to make my voice a little bit louder.
Okay,
This is where
okay, yeah.
I need to use my eyes more.
Oh,
right?
sure.
This is where so that's sort of hardworking stage time, if you may. So like you don't just say back the like recite the set,
Yeah.
but you intentionally working on it, and life as you working on it, you able to tweak. So even when you start and you see how the audience is responding, you're able to tweak very fast to see, oh, this is not, is what is working. Maybe these people are not hearing me because of my accent, or maybe this is a Venek audience.
Okay,
right?
I get it.
Let me throw away the English, or maybe not even throw away the English. Let me just tell them that, guys, I'm educated, so that's how I roll. Now they are with me. They understand, because sometimes they're confused what's going on. So yeah.
I get what you're saying. So basically, the hardworking stage time is that you'll go to different clubs and you'll be like, okay, so today I'm going to just work on what jokes I say in vernacular, for example. And then the next time you'll be like, no, let's keep it in English. Or then the next time you'll be like, let me see where the pauses are. And then the next time you'll be like, let me say this joke here and then that joke at another time. Is that what your hardworking stage time is?
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And like because you have a set, the sequencing is also important.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, okay, maybe let me not start with this joke.
Oh, so you can't just throw out random jokes and hope it works. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I need to end with this joke because maybe it has got more energy, and when I end, I leave on a high, right?
Okay,
or maybe let me start with this joke because it's going to make people laugh, or it's going to make people listen. So it's like literally thinking about what you're going to do on the stage rather than just being on stage, because being on stage itself it does nothing. Because you on stage and then you just say the jokes, then what?
Oh, well, that's true. Well, maybe some people that's what they want to do, just recite jokes and
then what?
I don't know. I don't know. So then, like, I think, do you feel some people may simplify stand-up comedy in the sense like, oh, he's just going there and he's reciting jokes, whereas it's more of an involved art form? Because I think about it, in football, some people say like, oh, they're just kicking a ball around, but then it's actually more involved. Do you feel some people oversimplify stand-up comedy?
Yeah, I think so. Particularly if people don't understand what goes in there. I think firstly what people need to understand is the difference between stand-up comedy and a joke.
What is the difference? I thought I thought they were exactly the same things.
No, you can say a joke. But you're not a stand-up comedian.
That is true.
Right? Yeah. So and sometimes maybe it's easy for you to and again you also need to separate stand-up comedy from funny.
Okay. Help me out here. Help us out here. What's the difference from stand-up comedy from funny?
Yes, sure, stand-up comedy is about being funny, right? But there are so many funny people who are not good stand-up comedians, right?
Okay, yeah. This is very interesting.
I wouldn't say I don't know where I lie on the funny scale of the population. I don't know, right? But I've seen many more people who are much funnier than me, like real talk, right? But the art is what makes the difference. Because you can be able to be funny to your friend, because you are able to relive the same experiences. You're able to understand each other. But with stand-up comedy, it's about making strangers feel that same kind of energy, which is very, very,
That sounds harder though.
yeah,
That sounds very
which
hard.
is very, very difficult, right? So that's why you can find that there's a lot of, especially if you go kokasi in the villages, you will always
Find
find
that funny guy.
a hilarious guy. Like I can't. If there is there's a funeral and then there's a circle and then there's a guy who is just making people laugh, I don't think I'm going to be the best person at doing that.
Yeah,
There are
yeah,
so
yeah.
many guys in the village that I know that are just going to
Yeah, just
yeah,
let it
yeah,
rip. Yeah.
just like rip me apart.
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah. But when it comes to stage now,
Sure.
where everybody is listening to you, so you need to bring that. It's like you're taking a packaged experience and you bringing it to everyone, and that's
Sure.
the art form of it, because it requires thinking. It's not just about you, how you live, how you react, but it requires you to think, it requires you to be intentional,
Yeah.
it requires you to understand your
Yeah.
audience, it requires you to understand the climate,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So what is going on currently, so yeah.
So like, so when you're saying like you always need to understand what's going around you, what the climate, what people are saying, what people are doing. Does your brain ever switch off? Like in terms of like
Yeah.
looking for funny material, what's happening? Because it sounds like you
Yeah.
have to be a master of observation.
Mm.
So are you always observing and thinking how I can make this funny? Is that how comedians' brains are wired, or at least yours?
Yeah, I can say so. It's that you never really switch off, but it's not like you thinking about what is uh, how can I make this funny.
Okay.
No, that's not what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Right, but you see one thing from a different perspective.
I see.
Yeah, like you just see, and if it's words that are thrown around, then you can just think about different contexts in which that word can be used.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
see somebody doing something, like you just thinking about, so is your mind is like wandering
Yeah.
around and looking for different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what comedy is about. It's about perspectives,
Sure.
bringing a different perspective from what we see.
Yeah.
Because everyone is going to be seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
But if you say, oh, actually, what I see from the back is different from
Yeah.
what you actually see.
Sure,
That's
sure.
where people are like, oh, actually, right? Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So, what is the best comedy set you've ever had? The best set that you've ever for you, not for the crowd, for you.
Yeah, I didn't prepare this question.
I know you didn't. But from experience, what is the best comedy set that you feel you've had? And
Yeah.
then what is the best comedy set you feel the audience had? Yeah.
Sure. That's a. Okay, so I'm going to be biased, right?
That's
Yeah.
fine. That is fine.
Yeah.
You are a Chelsea fan, so you're allowed to be biased on the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think my one man show last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that I missed.
Yeah, the one that you
The one I was supposed to
Like-
buy tickets, but then at the end I was like, hey, Ntsundeni, I didn't buy tickets. Can you get me some? It's like, sorry, my man. So I made sure this time I'm going to the show, 6th December. Sira. Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
you miss half of your life. You miss, you can't recover that.
I can't.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
I can't do anything about the
gone.
past, but I can shape the future.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm tempted to say amen. Powerful.
Oh my. So,
So-
your one man show last year, yeah?
So yeah, I think for the fact that it's a one man show.
Yeah.
And I had to do a show for like an hour.
Oh yeah. It was an
Um,
hour show.
Yeah, it's like
wow.
an hour show.
Yeah.
And
That's impressive.
so it's being on stage for that long,
Yeah.
making people laugh,
Yeah.
throughout, and keeping people engaged
Sure.
throughout. For me, I think that's like the best. Yeah, I think that
That sounds really
Yeah.
hard. Like a stand-up set for an hour. Wow.
yeah, and yeah, I think that is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The other favorite moment is when I performed in front of the president.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember that was a case. Yes.
Yeah. When I
He's also a
performed,
vendor, by the way. No?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and then but I didn't perform because it's when I just like
No. I'm not just saying because I'm just
yeah.
thinking of what you were saying about context, right?
Oh,
Because if
yes.
he's vendor, you're vendor.
Yes.
Like I'm sure that you guys have shared
Yeah.
experiences as a tribe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I enjoyed that one also because of the moment, because
Okay.
that's also something that contributes,
Sure.
right? Because I knew the moment was big, so I prepared myself.
Okay. So
And
you knew he was gonna be there.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the moment was big, and also you get what do they call in public speaking? You know, is it butterflies?
Butterflies. Yeah.
Yeah, butterflies.
You're
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I hope he loves me.
Yeah. So I had butterflies.
Yeah.
So I think the best performances are when you have butterflies and you
Yeah.
actually go on and deliver,
Okay.
because you emotional and you are in there.
Yeah.
So that's also one of the best moments.
Yeah.
But I would say, in terms of just like one set, I've had better sets like in clubs where there's like 15 people.
50 people. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, is that
and,
because there's less pressure? Yeah.
not necessarily, but I'm just talking about in terms of technically.
Oh,
jokes
technically
being
joke.
well crafted. the
Oh,
role
and
being
delivered and- okay, sure.
responsive delivery
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. But some of those moments you forget because it's just like it's just this one day. And then,
Yeah.
So, but I have had really like good moments where like it's intimate crowds.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. So
Yeah.
then, what are some of the? Have you ever bombed? This is start here. Have you ever had a terrible show? It's like, yo, I bombed. And where does the term bomb come from? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
you don't know?
Yeah,
Okay, but that's the thing.
Yeah, but like I guess
Somebody needs to tell me
because
what that
it's because you die if you bomb. Like, yeah, we actually say you have died. You die on the stage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, because you
so
died, right? Okay.
as a comedian, it's either you kill or you die.
Oh, you kill or you die. Oh, kill or be
Yeah,
killed. Okay.
Yeah, kill or you die.
Okay, yeah.
I think I have, but I've never really taken it to art, right?
Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have, and the reason for so there are different reasons why you do well. You do well or you don't do well.
Yeah.
Right. One of them is just the audience, right? You go to a particular audience and then everyone is drunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have drunk jokes.
I think you should work on them, just in case.
I don't
Just
have
in
drunk
case,
jokes,
just in
guys.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so those are the kind of things. And then you go to a particular audience and all they want to talk about is sex.
Oh yeah.
Like if a guy just talk about sex, it's like, oh, sex in the morning, sex in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah,
they're laughing.
yeah.
They're like on the floor.
Yeah, for
and
those.
then, yeah,
oh,
if
yeah.
I like, come and like, oh guys, I love lasagna. They're like,
no, tell us about the sex, man.
Yes.
Okay.
How does it help in the sex? You know, it's like we hear the lasagna.
No, but
how
get to the good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are those kinds of moments where you find out that like there is the audience content fit.
Yeah.
Sure. It can make you die.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one factor. The other factor that can make you die is just the room. Right.
What do you mean the room?
So usually when you perform in comedy, if you are performing at a club, you're not performing alone.
Yeah.
There are other comedians who are performing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So you find the first comedian comes and then they die. And then the next comedian comes, they die.
They die too. Oh wow!
If 3 comedians die on the same night, even the audience knows. They're like, there are no jokes here. Right? So you need to fight hard. Like you need to fight the battle of your life to win them back, because now they've
checked out.
Yes, so they've made a decision that now there's no jokes here today. Everyone is just dying. So like,
and this actually happens, right?
Yeah, this is not a joke.
Wow.
This is not a joke.
Wow.
Like I don't know what you can compare it to, like, but like you see one person after the other, it's like
Just no reception.
Yeah.
Just, and then what do you, how can you win back a crowd after like 4 or 5 people have died on the stage and they've checked out? How do you win them back if you can at all?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. So firstly, I think also what contributes sometimes is hosts. Right?
Yeah.
A host is like an MC.
Sure.
Because sometimes hosts enjoy people dying.
Why?
That's
That's mad. That's bad.
Comedians are dark, so they just like.
Yo, you guys are not nice.
And I've seen also audience, because like audiences sometimes who have created a bond with the host.
Yeah.
Right. And they just love the host, and then after announcing a comedian and the comedian die, the host that just come back and they're like, another funeral. And the audience laughs, and then another person comes, right? So when they come, the audience again is waiting for another funeral. And the guy comes back and says, "See what I told you? Another funeral." And
that's so bad. That's so bad, guys.
Because I don't know what is it about human beings. Sometimes
we're not good people. I don't think human beings are not good, man.
Yeah, because sometimes even the audience, there are certain kind of audiences that enjoy comedians dying. It's like when people are not laughing, that's when actually how you see your joke is funny, right?
Yeah.
So comedians will usually be at the back of a room.
Sure.
So if it's funny, comedians will be like,
okay, good. So now we can take that on and build upon that.
No. They just like, why didn't I think of that?
Oh,
like, that's really dope.
So you've already gone, and then you're at the back now listening to the guy who's being funny.
So comedians don't laugh usually when you're funny.
Why?
Because they're like, why didn't I think of...
So you guys, you know more now.
Yeah, they don't laugh.
Okay.
But once you hear comedians start laughing, you know you're dying.
You know you're
dying. They know they're like, this one is not going to make it out.
Oh, so it's like reverse. Yeah. So if a comedian's laughing at you, you're dead. Like, but if they're not laughing, that's when you doing well.
And they're also like, you think that is a joke? Like, you really wrote that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, you guys are not good people.
so yeah, I think it's hard to come back to an audience that is already, that they've decided. But it's possible to bring them back. I don't even know how. Sometimes you just, I just pray.
Let's pray. I'm like, hey, hopefully I can bring you back. Yeah.
Help me. But but that's also where, like, for example, in terms of how I do my comedy, you will find that there are jokes that I know work, and I have tested them in a number of audiences, and then like they are in the shelf. I have packaged. I'm ready to sell, right? And there are jokes that I'm working on. So sometimes what you do is when you go to a room, you find that you were going to test out some jokes, and you see everyone dying. You're like, okay, let me just bring my A game. I know this is a lifesaver. So that's
also like that one. Yeah, that one joke that this one will work.
If this one dies, then
it's over. It's over. This is your parachute now. The plane is off now. This is your parachute. If that doesn't work, it's late for you.
So that's usually what sometimes you resort to. But it all depends on what you are trying to work towards, right? Because sometimes I don't like just reverting to what I know for the sake of it.
Okay.
Because I came here maybe to test new material.
Sure.
Let me see how it goes. But sometimes it's good for the comedy because you, as a comedian, I think you also need to think of comedy itself other than yourself.
Sure.
You must not be selfish, because sometimes you can come and do your material that works, and then you lift up the room. When other comics jump on, now the room is better, and then things are better for them. So that's also something that you take into into consideration.
No, that's good. Not the dying part, not you guys laughing at each other. What is wrong with comedians out there? What is wrong with you guys? Huh? So I think was it earlier this year or was it last year when I watched you do the Avengers Assemble? Was it?
Yeah, it's earlier this year.
It was earlier this year. Oh,
Yeah.
this year has been long, man. It's been long.
Yeah, it's been a long
No. So I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was worth the time and effort I took to go to where were we? News Cafe, ne? We were at a news cafe.
Yeah, we're at a Gatsby's in Midrand. It is by a news cafe. Yeah.
It's by a news cafe.
Yeah,
It's by not at news cafe, guys.
By news cafe. Yeah.
Very good night. I had a good time.
It
And the
was
crowd
really
had a
good,
good time. Yeah. So the joke that you were telling there was just like so clever. Like they were just so clever.
Yeah.
There was one about ribs.
Oh, yeah.
And then
King Solomon.
King Solomon.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? The one about the chemistry jokes.
Oh, chemistry.
You would just go pan after pan after pan after pan, like amazing. So with the Avengers Assemble, how did that entire crew get together? 'Cause I think that's like was really smart.
Yeah.
They're very intelligent. And you guys had all good chemistry. I don't think not a single one of you had a bad set.
Yeah, nobody died.
Nobody died.
Yeah.
Nobody died. Nobody died that day.
Yeah.
There was one guy who was reminded me of Chris Tucker for whatever reason.
Oh, that's Jerry McSpinky.
That's Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry. It reminds me of Chris
Yeah,
Tucker, like young Chris Tucker, right?
Yeah, that's what
And then there was
people
one
say
guy
about
who was like really, really dark, who was talking about Bushir.
Oh, yeah. That's Tendo. That's Tendo.
Oh man, you gotta
Yes,
give me
yeah.
the context. I would
Yeah.
definitely like to have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
So I think
No.
you were the closing act, right?
Yeah.
Fittingly so.
Yeah.
So how did that entire I'm not gonna call it movement, but like guys getting together, deciding you're gonna have to
So you find the first comedian comes and then they die. And then the next comedian comes, they die.
they die too. Oh wow.
If 3 comedians die on the same night, even the audience knows, they're like, there are no jokes here. Right? So you need to fight hard. Like you need to fight the battle of your life to win them back, because now they've
checked out.
Yes. So they've made a decision that now there's no jokes here today. Everyone is just dying. So like
and this actually happens, right?
yeah, this is not a joke.
Wow.
This is not a joke.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what.
You're going to tell jokes together. And then also, how does that dynamic work? Is it that you guys all know what you guys are going to be talking about? Do you guys rehearse together? Just take us through that entire dynamic, because it reminded me of the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
I was like, how do they, what is that dynamic? But I've got an example that's closer to home. Tell us about the Avengers.
Okay, first of all, we are all vendor.
Okay, that's
so we came together and like historically there are not many vendors who are in comedy in South Africa. So like when you see another vendor, you're like, you also vendor, you also vendor, you also vendor.
Yeah.
And it's that thing. And we are different. We've got different styles of comedy, right? And when we started, actually, even the name was not a vendor. It was, I think we say Shumera vendor.
Shumera vendor.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean?
Like you work for a vendor.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's sort of like a phrase for vendor people where we work for home. That's where like you find vendor people even working in Gauteng, building at home. So it's called Shumera vendor.
Oh, okay.
So we call it like Shumera vendor, right? But then we changed because some people were like, it sounds like it's a tribalist.
Okay. And it's not. It doesn't alienate people, right?
Yeah. So and now it became a vendors assemble. And when we come together, we just know each other's energies and style. I think that is the most important thing or aspect. And we don't necessarily, we know each other's jokes, but we don't necessarily tell each other that, go and do that joke, do that joke, right? But we understand. As an example, we know Jerry McSpanky, very energetic. He is. That's why mostly maybe he's going to open the show, right? Because of the energy. So there's not necessarily a hierarchy of like you closing the show because
Oh,
like you the best or
so it's
whatnot,
just
but it's
understanding the
just like
flow of
understanding the flow and
Okay.
like the energy of the room, right?
Sure, sure.
If we flow like this, Wangani is the most experienced of all of us,
Was that
and
the MC, right?
yeah, so that's why he was hosting and then
I
putting
see, I see.
everything together. Yeah, so
No,
so yeah,
that show was very amazing. Then you
yeah,
guys also went to perform at Wits, I believe.
yeah, yeah.
Was it Wits? Was it Wits or something? Joe? There's that venue, man. Is it the
The
Bioscope?
Bioscope, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes,
the
yes,
Bioscope,
yes, yes.
There's another comedian I went to go watch. Was it earlier this year or last year? His name is Q.
Oh, Q Dube. Yeah,
That
yeah.
guy is also
Yeah,
hilarious,
no,
man.
no, no. He's really
That
funny.
guy,
Yeah.
that guy is also very, very hilarious.
Yeah.
So, how did that entire tour go? Are you guys still touring together? Or you guys do upcoming shows?
Yeah.
Vendors. What's the story there going forward?
So we still have plans to try it out like throughout the country.
Yeah, yeah.
Eventually we need to get to Venda because I mean it's a Vendors, right?
You guys need to go back home. Go
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Even though there's no place called Venda, like you're gonna pick.
No, there is a place called Venda.
This is not on the South African map. Like, I
Ah,
can't
no.
find it there. Like it's not, hey, maybe I need to work on my geography, but I looked on the map. There's there's no Venda.
That's tribalism. That's tribalism.
Maybe it's because
yeah.
I'm sweating. I know I've got my own kingdom I can go back to. You know,
But it's not in South Africa.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's
It
not in
doesn't
South
matter. I
Africa,
know where it
yeah.
is.
No, there is Venda. There is Venda.
It is Venda.
Yeah. They call it Vembe now. But it's Venda.
Yeah, sure. Does Venda have a king, by the way?
Yeah, there is a king.
Really?
Yeah, there is a king.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
No.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know. So you guys are eventually going to go back to Venda, yeah?
Yeah, so we're planning to try it out like
Sure.
nationally, different cities.
Sure, sure.
And eventually we also want to take it outside of the country. Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. Like, where would you go? Zim, Botswana,
Why
Madison Square Garden.
Thinking big.
Yeah,
Why Zim? Okay, no, nothing bad about Zim. Like, yeah, we want to go to Zim. Zim, yeah. We're coming, Dara. We're coming, Dara. Seriously, okay.
Oh my.
But
The
yeah,
views of the people on this show are not those of mine and my sponsors and affiliates. They is. Yeah.
No, we can. But yeah, I think we were thinking. Yeah, we're starting places like Botswana,
Sure.
Namibia. We have contacts already. Places like that here in Africa.
Yeah.
But eventually, internationally to other continents as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's good. That's good. So tell us about Husband Material.
Yeah.
The show that's coming up that I'm not missing.
Yeah.
This time I'm not missing. I got my tickets like 6 months ago. When
Yeah.
the tickets open, I'm like, I'm buying them now. Yeah.
You were one of the first people. To buy
I
them.
know. Because the last podcast I said I want to buy them when they
Yeah,
open, and I
yeah,
did so. I kept my promises. I keep my promises, people. Yeah.
It's a man of his word.
Yes, I'm a matter of my word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, Husband Material.
And you also had a poll. What should I call? I remember you had a poll to say, what should I call my next show, right?
Oh, yes.
Did you have that? Yeah.
Yes. I heard it and I ignored the results.
So why did you?
No, I thought people would confirm what I wanted to.
So what did they end up saying?
Because
I think I went for Husband Material. I think so.
Yeah, okay. Actually, a lot of people were going for Husband Material,
Okay.
but I think it was not as straightforward. Others
Okay.
wanted other things. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, nice. I hear you, but I'm just gonna go
but
here.
like,
Yeah.
Husband Material, because I think it just fits in with the stage of life where I am right now.
Yeah. Your
'Cause
husband
right now,
material.
I'm my husband. Yeah.
Your
So
husband.
yeah, I'm a husband.
Your husband.
Not just a husband material. Yeah, I'm
Your
a
husband,
husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, fully husband. I don't know how to explain it, but like this is a
You are a husband,
I
and you're
have-
committed to being a husband.
yes. I've paid paid
Paid the dues,
paid,
done
yeah,
everything. Well
done
done.
everything, my husband. Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
So the idea is for me to do these annual shows.
Sure. That's a very good idea.
Where I just talk about things that are occupying my mind, right?
yeah.
And in a humorous way. And I think that's sort of how I want to do like my comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen it's not a lot of people here in South Africa who are actually doing like specials
Yeah,
or
that's true.
one man show. Because like a one man show is like it's like an album.
Okay.
So most people are just like doing hits.
Oh,
right?
okay. I'm just
Yeah.
doing singles. Yeah.
Yeah, singles. Nothing bad about singles. Okay. As a husband, I can't be releasing a single. Come on.
I get it.
Yeah.
No pun intended. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my dream to be performing a special every year, and
That's
it makes me it keeps me on my feet because I need to be working on new material every time.
Yeah.
And making sure that I keep being creative, right? So for husband material, for me, this is a show where I want to introduce myself to the world.
Yeah.
As a comedian.
Yeah.
And I know last year I did my first one-man show, which was just a compilation of jokes. Really.
Okay.
Just like jokes I love.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But now this one, I'm curating it more.
Sure.
And it's more personal, right?
Okay, that's good.
It touches into my upbringing.
Yeah.
It touches into how you know my schooling life.
Yeah.
How involved I was in academics. My performance. It touches into my career, as well as obviously relationships, because now I am
husband material.
I am husband material. Yeah. I've always known for a long time that I am husband material.
Now you've got confirmation.
Now I've got confirmation. Yeah, because you're a husband material from a young age, when all the mothers want you to marry their daughters.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very
true. But none of the daughters want to date you. That's where you know.
It's not your opinion. Your mother.
Your mother wants.
Yeah.
So in this show, then I just want to tell my story, and also share my views around early marriage, and also the process of getting married. Because people ask,
it's a process.
Some people will ask, why did it take you so long to get married?
What do you mean? What kind of a question is that?
I don't know.
It took the time that it took. I don't know what you tell. I don't know what you want me to say.
Why did it take so long?
Yeah.
Other people will ask, why so soon?
Why so soon?
Yeah.
Like when must you get married?
It's quite confusing for one, But also given that there's a lot of things involved with marriage, especially in terms of a black South African man.
There's the negotiations.
To negotiate.
There's a letter you have to send. I've been through.
So you ask those questions. Do I really have to pay lobola?
Sure. That's the thing. But it's something non-negotiable.
It's non-negotiable. You see, and what is the process? What must be done? What needs to be done? They say different contracts. They tell you about different marriage contracts. You can get married in community, out of
Let's
community.
Not do that.
No, we're not talking about. Oh, you don't want to talk about that? Okay.
No, I'm saying let's not get married in community of property, because that's I've seen many.
Is it?
I've seen many disasters happen as a result of that. People killing their husbands and what?
But at the end of the day, you will die.
But don't kill me for mad.
At the end of the day, you will die.
Yeah.
So like all of those things are the thoughts that like now you start to occupy you as you're about to get married. What does it mean? How does your culture as a husband? What are the expectations, right? Because now you are new to the thing. Guys, we have just arrived.
I just arrived. I just arrived.
We just here.
Yeah.
And you realize certain things. Like now I realize that I'm not ready to do traditional husband duties.
Like what?
Like I know I look like a traditional husband, but looks can be deceiving. I look like I want pap every day.
Every day.
No. I'm more like a lasagna guy.
Oh, you're a
okay?
lasagna guy now,
lasagna guy.
okay.
So like traditional husband duties, like jump starting a car.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Why did they always think
like,
that we're ready to do that? Why did they think that automatically your husbands must
I
just
don't
do that?
know. I mean, for me, before I got married, I'm just like I'm a more of a roadside assistance guy.
Yeah.
I haven't got my insurance. Like
Yeah,
I'm
that's
covered.
why.
I'm
Like,
covered, babe. Like
exactly.
yeah. But then the other day, my wife and I were in Kailami shopping center, right?
Yeah.
And her car battery died.
Okay.
And I was there, and then she looked at me. She's like, "Babe, so what's the plan?"
What?
As the man of the house, what's the plan? I'm like, oh, okay, okay.
What
no,
is the
don't-
plan? What?
Don't worry, babe. We actually covered by my way insurance, so I'm going to call roadside assistance.
This is it.
Yeah.
This
I'm going to call roadside
you are my
assistance.
guy. This is
Yeah.
that's what we need to do. Yeah.
And then she gave me the most female answer ever.
What?
She's like, what if we're in a situation where we can't call roadside assistance?
And then what?
I'm like, but babe, we
When,
are in a situation where we
we
can
can.
call roadside assistance. Because like I don't understand why women do this.
I
Where
think-
like they bring hypothetical situations
Like I don't.
in a situation where you have a solution, a
Yeah.
practical solution, right? And long story short, I ended up having to look for jumping cables
Yeah.
because she was like, "No, we jump starting this car."
What? Like,
Yeah.
do you know what it needs to jumpstart? You need the
Yeah.
cables and somebody else to jumpstart you.
Yeah, so
you had to go find someone to-
I had to. Do you know how ridiculous it is? Like walking around Kailami,
Yeah.
shopping center, looking for someone who looks like they have jumping cables. Like how do you spot and how? What do you say?
I
When
don't
you
know.
go?
Like,
What is?
oh, can you help me jumpstart my
Yeah,
car, man?
yeah.
Like,
What is the jump starting etiquette? How do you, do you just rock up and say jumping cables, guys? I mean, what do you say?
I don't know. What? Wow.
Like it's yeah, because it's quite confusing, man. And
Are you also
now-
expected to change tires now?
yeah, I'm expected to do that, and I realize I'm not ready.
I'm
for
not
this.
equipped for this.
No, I'm not ready.
I'm not-
I'm a modern day husband.
same. Like I remember what I was driving with my wife, right? And then my tire was old, and all of a sudden just like popped.
Yeah.
Didn't hit anything. The tire just got old.
Yeah.
Constantly change your tires, guys. It'll save your life. Husband material situation advice 101. Change your tires all the time. So then my wife was like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" I was like, "What do you mean what I want to do? Call my insurance." Hey, yo, that's where we are. I need you to change the tire, and then I'm still ready to drive home. Okay, all right, good. And she looked at me. She's like, She didn't say anything, but she just looked at me. She's like,
Yeah.
wait. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting that usually when we talk about traditional duties,
Yeah.
mostly the female duties are the ones that people talk about,
Yeah.
right? And then there's like,
that's very
okay,
true.
we in the modern times and one, but nobody talks about the husband.
Exactly.
Like, yes, a husband. Even if the wife is modern, you're like, no, it's,
You still need to
you
be the
still
old
need
school
to be
guy.
like,
No, it's
it's like
okay.
no, guys. Yeah,
Guys, modern times require modern solutions. I believe that. Yeah. So, with the up and coming brand of comedians coming up, what would you say to someone, even though you're still relatively new, 3 years is not that far removed from when you realize that you need to be on the comedy journey, and also well done for everything you've done, by the way. I think it's very brave. What do you tell someone who's thinking, I want to start stand-up comedy?
don't eat.
Don't do it. Because comedians will laugh at you. The comedians, you guys are mean. You guys are so mean. Woo, woo. You guys are mean, hey?
Save your life.
Save your life. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Someone wants to start stand-up comedy, right?
Yeah.
I'd say one, be in it for the right reasons.
What are the right reasons?
I don't know.
What if I want to be famous? That's,
I don't know. That doesn't sound like a right reason. I don't know what a right reason is, but that doesn't sound like a right reason.
Sure.
Okay. Maybe it's a right reason, but maybe understand the process.
Yeah.
Sure, understand the process. And I think I speak about this on everything, really. You can't become an overnight success.
Sure.
and no matter how good you are, like there is a process you need to appreciate.
Yeah, yeah,
right? We most likely not going to see you on TV in the next 3 or 5 years, right?
That's a long time,
Yeah,
man. That's a long
we're
time to
not gonna
be in
see you.
obscurity.
Yeah, we will see you in Melville.
Nothing wrong with Malvin.
Yeah. No, nothing wrong with Melville. People see me in Melville,
Yeah, yeah.
but like understand that it's a process and it takes time.
Yeah, yeah.
So one, when it comes to fame,
Yeah.
it will come if you're good.
Sure.
But it will take time.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so be ready to build and work on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Two, also the money. It's not like everybody's going to book you from the onset
Yeah,
and
yeah,
say, hey, funny guy, come and
Hey, funny
yeah,
guy.
funny
Come on.
guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here is some money.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
come and do jokes, right? You need to do like open spots where like other comedians are getting paid, and you just like,
I'll
hey,
be the opener.
I know you have this gig. Can I jump on?
Can I open
Right?
for you?
Yeah, can I
Okay.
open for you? So comedy requires a lot of humility.
Ah,
Right.
that's
So,
good. That's
yeah,
very
you
good.
need
That's
to be
very good.
very humble to say, hey, can I? Yeah, just 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me 5 minutes, and then use that 5 minutes to the best of your abilities.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that 5 minutes as an open spot is going to get you a booking.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
But like, even if you don't get a booking from that, you just keep on
Keep on
working
going. Yeah,
on that. So understand that this thing is a process, is going to take time.
Yeah.
And you need to be in it for the long haul.
Sure.
And you need to be committed, and you also need to love the art itself. Just enjoy. Like, is it something that you will do if you never become famous? If you never get rich from it, will you still do it?
No,
And-
no.
Okay.
No.
Then don't do it. Don't
Oh,
do it.
I'm just talking about
Yeah.
me here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
so-
I know a lot of people, they'll look at like a Trevor Noah. They'll look at Kevin Hart. They'll look at Ntsundeni Ndou. They'll look at...
Not yet, but yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
speaking into existence.
Speaking into existence.
Then there's-
Amen. They will look into Ntsundeni
They'll look at
Ndou, yes.
Ntsundeni Ndou,
Like,
they'll look
yeah,
at Pop Pops and Skumba Shop. The guy's hilarious.
Yeah.
That guy's hilarious. And they'll look at Skulk Bezadenhout. They'll look at all these guys. Dave Chappelle. They'll look at all these guys. I'm like, I want to be famous just like them. But then the process they don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what happens. You only seeing the end product, and you not seeing all the nights that they are spending in the evenings
Yeah.
when they are working through their material.
Yeah, and
you also
dying.
not seeing the death. Yeah, you need to experience the death. You need
I've
to
never
go
seen
to-
someone die on stage. Actually, I don't go to enough comedy clubs. I actually want to
Is
go
it?
go and watch people die.
No,
Like,
come, go to Melville. That's where people die. Go to
Oh, man.
Melville.
I think on my bucket list, I would like to do
Yeah.
a stand-up comedy set, just on a bucket list. I just wanted to do that. I would become a stand-up comedian, but actually just like try it up. I want to do that.
Yeah.
So you're saying Marvel? Is it called Marvel Comedy Club? What is it called?
Yeah, it's I think it's a six cocktail bar.
6 Cocktail Bar.
Yeah, every Monday.
Every Monday.
at 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I know-
that's where you learn how to dance.
I want to watch people to die. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna go there with flowers,
Yeah.
dressed in black.
Yeah.
I just watch people die there. No, that's good. So, who are some of the comedians all time that make you laugh? Like, who are those comedians like all time that you're like, okay, this guy is really funny?
So there's a number of them,
Yeah,
right? And for different reasons.
Yeah.
So locally, right now, the guy I really enjoy is Tsitsi Schumer. I'm not
Tsitsi
sure
Schumer.
if you.
I don't think so.
No, you're not serious about life.
Absolutely. What must I do now?
You're not serious
Okay,
about
Tsitsi
life.
Schumer. I'll get serious
No,
about
no,
life and
yeah,
look him up.
check him out.
Yeah,
Check him out. From the shows that I have seen live, like in person, yeah, I think he's one guy who like kills.
What
like, every
about
time.
him and his style is it that makes him a guy for you to look up to?
No, he's just hilarious.
He's just hilarious.
He's
Okay.
just hilarious. We can talk about anything, and then it's just hilarious.
Okay.
Hilarious. He doesn't need to Yeah, he's just hilarious.
Okay, yeah.
So very, very, very funny guy.
Sure.
Love him to bits. He's part of the a podcast called what People Need Comedy with Paul Pops and
I think I know the
yeah,
podcast.
part of the
Is it
podcast and chill
network?
network.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, it's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look him up.
Trevor as well. Yeah, I
Trevor
think.
who? Trevor who? Trevor Noah.
Oh yeah, Trevor who?
Because
Yeah.
there's Gumbi and then
Yeah.
there's
No, but you know when there's a name that if you just mention a name,
Yeah.
you know who you're talking about.
yeah.
So yeah, okay. No, Trevor Gumbi is really funny. I don't want to disrespect him. I've
Come
watched
for him.
No,
I stood up for you, Trevor.
I
stood up for
Guys,
you.
Trevor Gumbi is one of the best comedians
yeah.
I've seen. So I don't want to speak nonsense about him.
Yeah, so
he's
Trevor Gumbi, Trevor Noah,
No, but once if you say Trevor,
we
mostly
were all thinking about Noah. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true,
mostly. But yeah, shout out to Trevor Gumbi.
Yeah. Good guy. Yeah. Good guy.
Good comedian.
Good comedian.
Very, very, very good. Yeah. Trevor Noah is one of the guys that I love, and one of the things that I love about him is his intrigue, storytelling.
Yeah.
And that element of he can do comedy without you necessarily like laughing throughout.
Yeah.
But you can listen to him even without laughing.
Yeah.
Because you intrigued, right?
Sure.
The other guy I love, it's Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, yeah, one of my favorites.
Dave Chappelle.
One of my favorites. Sticks and Stones, baby. Sticks and Stones. That's my favorite comedy special right now. Yeah.
It's amazing, hilarious, and I love his brain as well. Very good. And I also, maybe I'm biased on this one, I also love my friend Jeremy Expenke. That guy is so hilarious, man. Yeah.
Especially the joke about ass hair. I'm like, wait,
like
why were you? How did he get here? Talk about subverting expectation. I had never expected him to come say something.
No, I mean, I think in the next 10 years or so, is going to be one of the big
guys.
Big guys here in SA.
Yeah.
Respect his craft.
He's very, very hilarious.
Yeah,
cool. So, football talk. Why were you upset that Vinny lost the Ballon d'Or? Why were you upset? Yeah? Because I saw his status like Ballon d'Or has no credibility.
Yeah. No, we actually Ballon d'Or lost credibility last season.
What do you mean last season?
Okay, but let's not talk about that. But
it went to the person who won the World Cup and was the best player at the World Cup.
Yeah,
and we all knew that's what was going to happen. We all knew that's what was going to happen.
Yeah, we knew it was gonna happen. But so it's not the same logic that is used this year.
Yeah,
sort of like he performed at the highest level when it mattered most, right? Yeah. But if you look at like consistency throughout the season,
that was Haaland, right? At that time,
it was not there. But now this season,
the logic is different.
The logic is different.
Yeah,
it's like Rodri has been consistent, right? But Vini has performed at the
most important moments.
Yes,
other than Copa America, that was his only blemish in the season.
Yeah. You see, so I think for me that's where it's like there's no consistent criteria that is being used where you know that okay, if a person plays at the highest level and make the biggest impact, they're going to win. Or if the person is the most consistent, they're going to win. So it's just like we don't know the criteria really. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. But so you feel Vini should have won? Yeah,
Vini should have won. I also don't. I don't like Rodri winning.
Don't you think that's at least good for football now? Because you've got a defensive midfielder winning.
No.
For the first time in I don't know how many.
No, it's bad.
Why?
It's bad for football. I don't know. Like,
you're a Madrid fan. That's why.
No.
Why am I asking a Madrid fan?
Because I'm a Madrid fan.
Yeah.
But like for me, I also feel like a Ballon d'Or winner, whether it's a defender, it's a midfielder, or it's a striker, it's a player that you go to the stadium to watch.
Oh yeah.
That's just me. Maybe it's not a criteria somewhere for
Ballon d'Or. Yeah.
But for footballers and art, like. You go and see a Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
I don't think I would go and watch Rodri.
Nah, he
I
plays
don't think
boring.
a lot of people will say like
He does his
bro,
job, but he's not
yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but you can, um, there are midfielders who can, for example, I'm not biased because I'm a Chelsea fan, but like I can go and watch N'Golo Kante
Yeah, he
do what
definitely.
he does. Like
I mean, he's a defensive midfielder.
He's a defensive midfielder,
Yeah.
but I can go and watch him.
Yeah.
Paul Pogba is a midfielder.
Yeah.
I can go and watch Paul Pogba play. Right, I can
Yeah.
go to the stadium for him. But Rodri, I just feel like it's dry, man.
He is, but he did his job, right? He did his job well.
No,
I mean,
I don't think you win Ballon d'Or for doing your job. Like,
well,
did
clearly
his
he
job.
did. Well, clearly he
Like,
did. Clearly he did.
yeah, but I don't think he impacts the game the way a Ballon d'Or winner should. Right, he is pivotal.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's pivotal to the team in that when he is there, the team ticks.
Yeah.
Right. But if it's a stalemate, you can't say bring in Rodri.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's gonna do something. But you can say bring in Vini.
Yeah,
you know.
change
You can
the
say
game.
bring in Mbappe, bring in Messi, bring in Ronaldo. Right.
Yeah.
So those are the caliber for me where you like,
Sure.
this person can single-handedly like win you something.
He can win you the game.
You see, there's Van Dijk. He's a defender.
Yeah.
But for me, I think he's colossal.
Yeah.
He's like that level. He's a game changer.
He
can.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with him, you're like, ish, I'm not sure if I can score now because this
yes,
you
can just like, because he's there, we're not gonna score.
Yeah.
I can give him Ballon d'Or if he has a good season.
Yeah.
But I just think like Rodri is just like, he's good, man.
This guy
But,
really
like,
doesn't like Rodri.
no, I love Rodri. He plays with his shirt tucked in. It looks like he's got his stuff in order.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's a Ballon d'Or. He's top 5. He's those players you put in the top 5.
But not to go and win it. Yeah,
Yeah.
shame. Real Madrid was so upset. I was ready. I'm like, I want to see Vini hold this Ballon d'Or. And then next thing I'm hearing that Real Madrid wasn't going, and then pitch, and then I didn't appreciate that from Real Madrid, but I sort of understand.
Yeah,
I sort of understand with that. All right, cool. So when is your show? Husband Material.
Husband Material is on the 6th of December 2024. It's happening at the Vets Theatre.
Oh, Vets Theatre.
Vets Theatre. It's in Braamfontein in Vets.
Yeah.
Those who have never been to Vets, this is your opportunity to get to Vets.
Yeah.
We will be there. I've got some cool eggs also.
Oh, so it's not just you.
It's not just me.
Oh, okay.
But it's mostly me.
Yeah. So that's good. Well, I'm going there for you. So that's
But you can see some cool guys as well.
Sure.
So it's going to be amazing. I'm working very hard currently on the material, working very hard on making sure that everything falls to place.
Yeah.
So looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah.
You will have fun, you will enjoy.
No, 100%. You guys are going to have fun. You know that I'm putting my neck on the line endorsing you right now. He's definitely gonna kill. It's gonna be a good time.
If you don't enjoy, we will give you your money back.
Really?
No. I don't know.
Hear me now. You will never get your money back. Oh man, so I'm looking forward to it. The 6th of December is blocked out. That entire day, don't call me, Facebook me, WhatsApp me. I will be WhatsApping and Facebooking and Instagramming this guy's show. That's Ntsundeni Ndou. That's another episode. Thank you very much for making the time. I know you're a very exceptionally busy man with your husband material and actually being the husband material at home. Hopefully you learn how to like jumpstart cables and
I actually need to learn.
I think there was can someone please have a masterclass for how to do all these things? I'd pay to go.
Like husband starter pack. We need a husband starter pack. Like,
a modern husband starter because wow.
Where do you start?
Because wow, there's no curriculum, there's no exams. There's no manual.
Yeah.
Next.
No, we need something.
No, we definitely need it. So thank you very much for making the time. Appreciate the work that you do. Appreciate everything that you've done. Oh yeah, your book today to Excel. Now you gave it to me last time.
Yes.
I sat down and I read it, and because I'm still studying, and one of the things I was doing was this payments course, né? And I'm like, okay, yeah, academic excellence for people who choose 8 years. Yeah. So I chose it, went and I clocked it out with distinctions at my age,
wow.
guys. At my age, yes.
Yeah, press that thing. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely been a help in the academic journey. And then when next time we see it at the husband material, maybe I'll have some more good news for you. Still waiting for some other results, but yeah, it was definitely a very good help. So thank you very much for that. Thank you.
Congratulations, man. Very,
I know that thing also got me an increase at work. So you say,
yeah.
So I took that part of the increase and I bought some tickets to your show. So thank you very much for that. The work that you're doing is impactful. So I want you to hear from myself. All right, that's myself, NJ, and that's Ntsundeni Ndou, the man from Venda, the fellow Chelsea supporter. We're on the up.
Yeah.
We're back there, even though we're back, and his show is Husband Material, dropping. It's going to be at the 6th of December at Wits in Braamfontein. Be sure you don't miss it. What time does it start?
It's starting at 7 p.m.
It's starting at 7 p.m. So please, guys.
Not African time, eh?
Be there at 6. Be there at 6. Yeah, 6 for 7. Yo, guys.
7 p.m.
Yeah, the smart casual, just come as a.
Come as you.
Yeah, come as you are. All right. No, okay, good. And then we'll give out the links to where you can buy some tickets and where you can follow the gentleman here. Let's make him as big as Trevor Noah, so you can say that he was on here first. And remember, guys, that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That means you're going after what you've always wanted to go after because it's aligned with your highest values, and that's the only way for you to live a truly fulfilled and inspired life. And we will see you on the next episode. We out. Good.